Hey, what is up, tech enthusiasts? QHD here, and I finally have it. I've been voicing my frustration with Google on Twitter about the availability and the lack of proper shipping updates, mostly because I was just so pumped to get my hands on the Nexus 6. But I finally have it in front of me. There's a big fat 6 on the front of the box to let you know that this is indeed the Nexus 6. There's also a Motorola logo on the side of the box, and then just a picture with the size configuration on the back. I wanted to go with the 64GB version, but I did end up with the 32GB variant, unfortunately. But you know, it's all good. I usually store most of my stuff in the cloud anyway. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and unbox this guy by taking a knife to it a couple of times and ripping off its face. Okay, wow, reel it back. That sounded pretty graphic. Let's just carefully lift it up. How about that? Alright, so there you have it, the Nexus 6 sitting right on top. I went with the blue variant, but I was really hesitant because the white version looked equally as sexy, but I figured the white back material wouldn't be as grippy, so I went with the blue. But that actually didn't really turn out to be necessarily true. I'll talk more about that later. But as you can see, underneath the Nexus 6 is the Nexus 6 setup guide and instructions tucked away inside of a sleek red envelope. I mentioned in my Nexus Player unboxing over on PhoneDog that presentation is important, and that's so true. I mean, just unboxing the Nexus device here, it feels like you're unboxing a high quality product. It's clean and it's simple, and that's really important. But with that said, you will see there's a micro USB charging cable underneath the instructions packets, and there's a Motorola Droid turbocharger, which can charge this phone up to 8 hours in about 15 minutes, give or take, which is huge. I mean, there's been reports that the Nexus 6 doesn't have the best battery, so this little guy right here might be my new best friend. But if we take a look at the star of the show, the Nexus 6, and take off that plastic so that we can get a good look at this device, first of all, I want to note that I was skeptical about the back cover. I thought it had a soft touch coating similar to the Nexus 5 and the Nexus 9, but it actually, in my opinion, resembles the LG G3 and the sort of plastic metallic back cover it has, because it's made of plastic, but it almost feels like metal. I was actually completely thrown off at first because the frame is cool to the touch, and you know, since this phone has been off for a while, the back was also cool as well. And yeah, it feels like a metal constructed phone from start to finish, but as you guys know, it's not, just the frame is. So that was kind of interesting. If we take a look around the device though, we will find nothing on the left hand side. We will find the power sleep on off button and volume up and down controls on the right hand side. The 3.5mm headphone jack up top in the middle next to the micro SIM card slot, and the micro USB charging port is down below like usual at the bottom. But there's actually the FCC info down there as well. It's nice to see that actually it's not plastered on the back like we'd find on most phones. So that's really awesome. On the front of the Nexus 6 is the 2-megapixel front-facing camera and ambient light sensors. There's a hidden LED light in the top speaker, and there's also a bottom speaker. So yeah, this phone has dual stereo speakers that actually sandwich the massive 5.96-inch 2K QHD AMOLED display. The back is home to a 13-megapixel rear-facing camera with dual LED flash and that almost metallic plastic back cover. There's an indented Motorola logo, which is pretty standard across the board with Motorola devices, but it feels very nice, and the Nexus logo, which is a tad bit indented as well, also feels really good. Now, if we power on this phone and take a look around, first of all, you guys will see that I already set this phone up. I couldn't wait, and let's be honest, you guys don't really care about the setup process. You've seen it all before. I did, however, use the NFC tap to backup feature, which actually restored all of my apps onto this phone from the Motorola Droid Turbo I was using before. And yeah, that worked pretty well. But this device is pretty smooth, it's fast, and of course it has all of the great things that make up Android 5.0 Lollipop. Upon first impressions, the display looks pretty good, but it is kind of a bit red, and the whites aren't as white as I'd expect them from a Nexus device, like say the Nexus 5. That phone had excellent white balance in my opinion, but the Nexus 6 and really all Motorola devices released this year have varying degrees of yellow tint to them. This isn't that bad, but it is definitely noticeable with most Motorola devices. Also, yes, this phone is big, every tech reviewer has said that, but it doesn't feel that big. I mean, the curved edges of this phone make it actually feel really good in the hands, and since the display itself takes up practically the entire front of the phone, it doesn't feel like you're holding a 6-inch display. There's almost no bottom bezel, so I could actually type with one hand. It was a bit awkward, I had to stretch my thumb and tilt the phone to successfully do it, but it was doable, for me at least, and I have pretty average sized hands. People with small hands though, beware. I'm just gonna say it now. If you're a small person or have small hands, just don't even look at this phone. Just turn away right now. You're probably not going to like it. But yeah, so what would you guys like to see me cover with the Nexus 6? I'll definitely deliver my full review for all of you guys once I have more time to use this phone. But is there anything specifically you'd like me to take a look at? Be sure to send me your suggestions on Twitter at BoHD, or leave them down below in a comment below that thumbs up button. I'm going to get back to messing around with this phone, so I will talk to you guys later. As always, I'm BoHD from How To and More. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.